intelligence with respect and trust her when she said it was her choice to stay with me and to try and trust me again. We laid it all out, and when there was a memory I was fuzzy on or didn't remember the exact timeline of things, we consulted Ashley's diary that she had given my girlfriend, which detailed every encounter between the two of us.
Yeah. Notice it took all of that to get to the point where, like, she has to be honest. And it's like, no fucking shit. What did you expect? Yeah, I apologize. I should have prefaced that. Like, I think I have to some degree. Actually, I don't necessarily like take back my apology, but like, I feel like I prefaced that. Like, well, this is not going to be. The rest of this is not going to be fun for us because of this shit right here. I know, but I like to, so that way that you guys' brains aren't like completely fucked. I try not to traumatize you guys, or come close to it.
I threw up a couple times as we discussed all of this, but we got it all out there. And as selfish as it feels to say, it felt like the weight of the world had been lifted off of my shoulders. It's worth saying that my conversation with that sad old man wasn't the only reason that I switched from self-flagellation to trying to accept that my girlfriend chose to stay with me, and that she should be an equal part in her healing process. She'd been telling me that very thing the whole time, and I'd been trying to adjust to it, but that conversation I had with him was a major affirmation that that was the right decision. Over the next few weeks, I slowly stopped feeling like I was playing a survival horror game. It didn't feel like I was disarming a bomb every single time I interacted with her. If I remembered a new detail, I just told her. If I felt like something she said was unfair and I should defend myself, I told her. Even the fear in the back of my mind that sex with multiple partners was just a part of who I was. I told her everything. Committing to that honesty as hard as I could, it actually took a lot of the pressure off of me. Yeah, the truth sucks ass, but it's the truth.
No, it's not. It doesn't matter if it's the truth, because this is not rooted in reality. It's delusional. It's like you're trying to justify cheating on, like literally finding any reason to justify your behaviors.
Once I quit trying to circumvent it or dress it up, it felt like I couldn't really do any more wrong. I'd already done all the wrong. It wasn't pretty, but things finally started healing between us. You could feel a different, more healthy energy in the air. I stopped telling her over and over again that I hated myself and that she should hate me too, and I started respecting her intelligence and agency and saying, alright, maybe I'm the one who put us in this situation, but you want to solve it, and I want to solve it, so let's solve it together. None of this is to say that I instantly fixed everything.
Fucking facts. That's
such a go from what they don't know.
Dude, that's such a good fucking metaphor for that.
Won't hurt them to I need to communicate every little thought I have because that's what it means to truly connect with someone was a bumpy ass road for me.
By the way, you don't necessarily have to go to that extreme in a relationship unless you break someone's trust like to the extremes that you did. Like that's not like every relationship. I willingly share like majority of the stuff that goes on in my day, the things that I think. I share a majority of that with Bump because I want to. You shouldn't have to in a relationship unless you break trust like this and you're not willing to leave and relieve this person of like this like shitty thing that you're doing. You're like hanging over them.
Plenty of times I was sad about something or even wanted her to make another accommodation for me, and it felt like there's no way.
And she shouldn't.
And
yeah, you shouldn't.
To say it anyways was as painful as pulling teeth at first. It was so painful, in fact, that around New Year's I wrote.
You read what you fucking so indeed, yes.
For the first and only time so far.
Oh, fucking stop.
And then I wrote a parallel life note addressed to my girlfriend. I'm happy to say that the life note is the only one that ever reached its recipient. Like I said, it was a really bumpy road, but I was committed to becoming this new type of person. And this is where the story finally starts getting happy.
Finally, I was really hoping it wouldn't, I'll be honest. I was kind of hoping you would like have this like really woe is me attitude the whole time. So that way because then I don't have to feel bad for you. You already feel bad for yourself. Plenty of people are worried about that, you know? Keep in mind, this is all intentional.
See, there was one question that neither of us really had an answer to at the time. Several of the times that Ashley and I had hooked up, I was thinking to myself, God, I don't want this. But I couldn't stop myself. This is where the whole, I know you're puppy-brained, but you still know right from wrong thing came into play.
Oh shit, I need pufferfish.
Video.
Moved.
See, there's this need for affirmation that I've always used my sexual submissiveness to attain. That's initially why I got into doing sex.
That's kind of manipulative. When you're doing it consistently, that's manipulative behavior.
Work online. Discussing the affair and other situations
I want to be clear with that.
Before me and her even knew each other, it was really clear that I had a super tough
time. And then using that as your like scapegoat to try to remove responsibility is even more manipulative.
I'm saying no to people that I cared about. The question that neither of us could really answer was, why do I put myself in situations where I have to say no in the first place? Well, the answer is simpler than you might be thinking. It isn't some big complex that requires an entire video about the nature of puppy girls to analyze. The simple fact is that I've got an incredibly hyperactive libido. I really like flirting with people. I really like having sex with people. And the fact that I so desperately seek affirmation through my sexuality and my obedience was the dog bone-shaped bridge that connected the flirting to the having sex, which...
It's not your girlfriend's fault. You're putting responsibility and fault on your girlfriend, and it's literally all you. By the way, not a single ounce of that is anybody else but you's responsibility and fault.
Caused so many problems.
I cheated because I can't control myself. Yeah. And you basically, you're halfway there. You just have to admit to not having fucking morals. And like having remorse. You know?
Girlfriend puts it, sex is one of the main things that I take comfort in, and as I put it, sex is how I affirm that the people in my life actually like me.
You know what you do to, you know what happens when you have like a higher libido than your partner? In a relationship like that with someone that you like love and you know you're gonna marry, you're patient. You're understanding. You're tolerant.
It isn't always healthy
over the fact that like this person is having some issues, regardless of whether it's a mental, physical, whatever the issue is. That this issue is causing them to not have much of a libido. You should be understanding that is a human thing that happens from time to time for different things, especially when you've like literally talked about her being depressed. Yeah, depression kills your fucking libido, by the way. So yeah, that's how it's gonna feel.
For my self-esteem, but sex is a core part of who I am. Well, earlier I said something about how one of the hardest parts of this whole open and honest communication thing was when I had to tell her that there was another accommodation that I wanted. Well, in no discussion we've ever had was that difficulty made clearer than when I brought forward the idea of us having an open relationship. I had always thought of it as nothing but a compromise that she would be making for me. But later it became clear to me that this was something that she had been interested in trying out too. She'd actually brought up the idea beforehand, but I shrugged it off every time because it felt like it would just be this massive compromise on her end, and she would never actually be happy with it. More of me removing her agency. This time, though, we had a great, big, honest, and open discussion about it. I've spent my entire life surrounded by casual sex. It's just the lifestyle that I grew up in. From when I was like 15 onward, it was just a simple fact that sometimes you hook up with your friends, and that's just how friendships are.
That doesn't mean you cheat. What do you mean? That's nothing to do with cheating on your partner. You just don't sleep with your fucking friends when you're in a relationship. Jesus fucking Christ, how hard is it? Like, how hard is it to not fuck somebody? How is it hard to not have sex with somebody? I'll backtrack it.
This time, though,
Because, like, I've slept with many of my friends over the years. That, like, my IRL friends that I hang out with. It happens. But, like, guess what? I've never done that while and cheated and been like, oh, well, you know, I have a high libido. Oh, well, you know, me and my friends, we kind of just have sex with each other sometimes. It just kind of happens. What?
we had a great, big, honest, and open discussion about it. I've spent my entire life surrounded by casual sex. It's just the lifestyle that I grew up in. From when I was like 15 onward, it was just a simple fact that sometimes you hook up with your friends, and that's just how friendships are. My girlfriend, on the other hand, always considered even something as simple as kissing to be this super intimate thing that should only ever happen between people who are in an actual relationship. Flirting was never as big of a deal. We've both always been massive flirts, but anything past that was a hard emotional boundary for her in her relationships. I don't know, nor do I really care which perspective is morally correct. To be honest, both of these viewpoints are totally valid and reasonable in my mind. I actually remember a really funny conversation her and I had where we were talking about our different perspectives on casual intimacy, and I realized that kiss the homies goodnight was just a joke.
Duh. That's... Duh. I'm sorry, did you think that it just was like a... Of course it's a fucking joke. I'm sorry. There's no way that, like, people just, like, that there's people out there that legitimately, like, think that that's a thing to the point where it's, like, happening all the time. That's fucking retarded.
That was kind of just what you did in most of my friend groups over my life. Well, once it felt like we'd healed from so much of what I did, the open relationship discussion went on.
You mean you cheated? Oh, so... Oh no, I forgot about this part. I don't know why I forgot about this part. Okay, we're gonna back it up. I want listen real closely.
In most of my friend groups over my life. Well, once it felt like we'd healed from so much of what I did, the open relationship discussion went on the table again. As near as I can tell, she thinks that my casual relationship with sex, if expressed in honest and open ways, is actually healthier than the super strict, intimate relationship that she had with sex.
So you cheated on your partner with her best friend that you guys lived with, then kicked best friend out because she had guilt about cheating and like being a part of that like infidelity and affair. And then after you guys like then because you kicked that person out, you couldn't afford between that and then your lack of income from videos. That caused you guys to lose the place that you lived in, lose your apartment. So You forced her to move back into your parents' house with you. And then once you guys felt like you were healed from the event, which by the way was you cheating, lying, and trying to hide it, you talked her into an open relationship. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Do you see what I'm saying about manipulative as fuck? Like grossly, dangerously manipulative.
She said that she was down to try it out. She asked if she could have the first hookup outside of our relationship. And let's be honest, that's only fair. And I thought so at the time.
Dude, we're not watching the talking till my feet fall off. I just can't. We're not gonna have time for it. It's like a fucking hour long. I can't.
As I wrote all of this down, it felt like there was supposed to be this thunderclap sound effect in the background, but, well, no. I think open relationships can be incredibly toxic, but God damn it, if you're as good at communication as my girlfriend and I had gotten over that season...
You gotten good at communication? I'm sorry. Were you just communicating that you wanted to cheat on her more? Like often, like more efficiently? Instead of just doing it, you were telling her you wanted to do it? Is that what that was?
I have to be honest, I think they're great.
I hate this.
Ever since I was about 16, the first time I got myself into a...
There's so much wrong with this. There's so much gross. There's so much wrong with this. I swear to God. I'll out any motherfucker that in my community that does this kind of shit. And I will actually take enjoyment in it. Because this is fucking gross. This is awful. This person should not be interacting with anybody at all.
Really uncomfortable situation and felt unable to say no. I've been so incredibly afraid of my libido. I was convinced that it would just be this shadow hanging over me for my entire life that was going to get in the way of every relationship I'd ever have. That night, when we first discussed opening up the relationship, it was the first time that I ever felt like I could live comfortably with my libido. If it's fully disclosed, open, and honest, I don't need to be afraid of my temptations, and I don't even need to be afraid of...
I agree. At this point, no, you don't need... You need to leave. You need to leave.
Those temptations, so long as I do it the right way. So long as I let my girlfriend
take the fousey route out.
Boundaries, I don't need to be afraid of hurting her anymore, and I don't need to feel horrible about myself every time I think that one of my friends is super hot.
No, because that's not wrong unless you cheat on your partner. And then hide it. And then lie about it. And then get mad at the person that like the other person that ends up admitting to it and like coming clean about it. And then still hiding things. And then coming clean mostly after the person you cheated on with gives your girlfriend their diary of all of your interactions.
I was able to express this part of myself that I spent my entire adult life.
You were so fucked in a hole that you had to manipulate your way out to help someone pull you out.
Trying and failing to repress. As I said earlier, sex is a big part of my identity. Well, now it was a part of my identity.
Get therapy. Get therapy. Get more to your fucking identity. Get therapy.
I didn't need to hide away anymore.
Please hide it, because you're just damaging people.
While this video isn't supposed to be about how I went from having an incredibly toxic and evil affair to being in an honest and healthy open relationship, I think that the moment when we opened up our relationship was a really cool little milestone in how far we'd gotten. And
you're gonna fuck this partner of yours. You're gonna fuck them up so badly in the mental head and how they are going, their perception of relationships. Keep in mind, these people are like in their early to mid 20s. No one's older than 20. This is the oldest person at 26. You're fucking this poor girl's entire future up in relationships by manipulating her for as long as you have.
How much her trust in me and her comfort around sex in general had healed after months of just open and clear communication and honesty. Let's move on, though, with the clarification that my girlfriend has looked over every part of the script and knows that
I'm playing a
if she
different
disagrees
character.
with or has a problem with anything I say here, she can tell me and I'll fix it.
Playing Pig.
Hell, at this point, she has practically co-written this video with me, serving as both an artistic and a fact. Healed after months of just open and clear communication and honesty. Let's move on, though, with the clarification that my girlfriend has looked over every part of the script and knows.
Yep, thank you. I'm glad you caught that. That's why I backtracked. Crazy. This is supposed to be like a off-the-cuff feeling video about honesty. Is it when, like, it's scripted? I said this earlier. The script's on her phone. And I can guarantee you the script is, her phone is sitting right on her fucking front bumper while her camera is recording. Also, hi, T. Thank you for the raid. Sorry. You brought people in right when I'm like, upsay spaghetti and like really going in on somebody. Non-weapon items or blade. Let's do Regal Blade. Love your face too. I imagine you have to go get some sleep or something. I'm trying to wrap this up. I'm trying to get through the rest of this video shit so I can move on with my fucking life. I can I can come back Thursday. We can. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You're more than welcome to chat. Like, and actually, this covers manipulation, cheating, relationships, open relationships, all kinds of shit. So feel free to give some input if you want to give your opinion. By all means, we have get a snack. You're gonna need one for this.
But if she disagrees with or has a problem with anything I say here, she can tell me and I'll fix it. Hell, at this point, she has practically co-written this video with me, serving as both an artistic and a factual guide. And as long as I'm speaking candidly, I want to put it out there that nobody has forced me to make this video. This is a video that I've wanted to make for a really long time, and I've asked everyone involved over and over again if they're okay with me telling the story. I haven't gotten a single...
I don't know if that's the most honest framing of that. I feel like this is probably something that was asked repeatedly until the person's like, fine. Yeah. If you really feel like you need to do this so that you will so that you can feel better about this whole situation, then fine. Yeah, you can. Sure. That's what it feels like that would have been.
No, or even a meh.
I know it's not honest framing.
My girlfriend clearly wasn't the only person who was affected by what I did. Ashley hated herself just as much as I did, and she hated me just as much as I did her after everything went down. Then...
Why do you hate her, huh? Why? Because she held you accountable to your girlfriend?
You've got the girl she moved in with after I kicked her out. Let's call her Lily.
Okay, another character. I know it sucks. Hey, $50 payout, right? When the payout fee is 50 cents. No, that's fucking rough. I'm so sorry.
Super close to me.
Oh, that would aggravate me.
Now they were just super close to my girlfriend, but they hated me, and understandably so.
Yeah.
My girlfriend would go over to hang out with them and drink at their apartment once a week, and every single time, they were just manifesting all of my fears, spending hours and hours and hours trying to convince her to leave me.
Honey, that's on you. That's on you and your brain and your paranoia and your guilt. Your guilt for doing so much bullshit. Yes. Well, you'll get it figured out. You put good vibes out, they come back. But yes, the amount of guilt that this person, that Leadhead feels about all this. Oh, it is. This is day 2. How many hours have I been live? 5 hours now? You came in right at the good juicy part too. We're getting to like the real, like more current, up to date, and real spicy shit. This is a paranoia though that she is built because she cannot be honest and upfront with her partner. That's what this is. Oh, I wonder if they're talking about me because I did such a bad thing. Yeah, you did do a bad thing, and people should talk about you. That's why why I'm covering this. They should be talking about you.
Ironically, they were disregarding her agency and her decision to stay with me in just the same way that I had done before. All the while, she's just defending me to the ends of the earth to these people. Not telling them that...
Because you've manipulated her into thinking that what you did was not bad.
What I did wasn't that bad or anything, but... in just the same way that I had done before.
I'm sorry, that was really weird. I literally, like, I think I called it, but without the...
All the while, she's just defending me to the ends of the earth to these people. Not telling them that what I did wasn't that bad or anything, but conveying to them how hard I was trying to change and saying that it wasn't fair for them to hold it over my head when she, the affected party, wasn't holding it over my head. I was an anxious mess every time she'd go over there, but in truth, every time she went over, she was just building Ashley and Lily up to the point where they'd be willing to try talking to me again. First, it was Lily. After a couple months, her and I wound up meeting again and talking about our feelings about what had happened, and we reached a touchy, tenuous friendship. Then, amazingly, because my girlfriend is just amazing, I managed to do the same thing with Ashley. This girl who completely...
So you used your girlfriend to wedge your way back into having these people forgive you. Okay, got it. That's what I hear.
Hated me for everything, just as much as I had hated her. Managed to talk it all out and become friends again.
Again, and I'll say this again. She had no reason. She, as in Leadhead, the person we're seeing in this video, had no reason to be mad at Ashley. Like, that is all you, boo-boo. That is all you. I cannot stress that enough.
This policy of open and honest communication didn't just make it possible for me and my girlfriend to move on. It made it possible for us to fix 2 long dead friendships which I had given up on ever reviving. She kept telling me over and over and over again that she would eventually get us to all be friends again. And it took a long time for me to believe her on that. But that's what I was talking about in my video on Yakuza Infinite Wealth. As long as you're real with people, and I mean real...
We're not watching that video. I'm not watching any other fucking reference videos right now.
Really real with them.
I'm gonna peel my eyeballs out.
You can get all the second... Sorry.
Like, I'm not even joking.
You can get all the second chances you need, though. And as long as you've got that second chance, and like my girlfriend, you're willing to give people second chances, you've got infinite wealth. And my girlfriend is my own personal Kasuga Ichiban.
Honestly, me too. As Nikki, I sent Nikki like these fucking adorable ass like husky videos and dog and puppy and cat videos at like 6 or 7 in the morning. It's so funny. I don't apologize for it either. I will forever keep sending her those at that time.
Well,
I'm not gaining damage on this. It's very frustrating.
Recently moved in with us. These friendships were the reason that we were able to afford a new home to rent out. They're the found family that I kept talking about in my video on Eco, holding hands with a cute girl and escaping generational trauma. And
fuck, I forgot about the found family one. Fuck. Wait. We might have to watch the found family one. Oh man, it's 46 minutes. I don't have time for that. I have to work a day job, unlike somebody that we're watching.
my video about my vertigo. I'm a medical mystery. If you really want to look into it, you could say that my dishonesty lost us our home in the Minecraft video, and the honesty that my girlfriend had taught me how to have was what got us a new home in my eco video. Well, that and her faith in Ashley and I. Ashley had, of course, been working just as hard as I was on becoming a better person.
I'm smoking more weed.
She was part of the affair, too. My girlfriend gave her the same deal she gave me.
Cheers.
If you commit to being a better person, I'll have faith in you. It's a deal I've actually stolen and extended to someone else in the friend group since then, because I was just so inspired by how accepting she was. What's funny is that now I, who was once the most secretive person, have kind of become the morality police for the whole household.
Dear God. Do you see what I mean? The only way that my brain sees that achievable is if you're grooming and manipulating your shitty behavior. Like, I'm sorry. Any normal, non-groomed person would, yes, move out of the household, leave the relationship, not interact with this person anymore. This is all majorly abusive and manipulative.
My girlfriend and I are the ones who have been pushing everyone so hard to be upfront about everything they're feeling. I'm the one who's always saying, I know I'm the casual sex person, but you guys really shouldn't be having casual sex while you still don't know how each other feel about it. She's the one saying, you have to tell them how you feel. I'm the one saying that these people need to tell their secrets to each other, even